Today, from the sublime...
You sure you got the right house, Phil?
To the ridiculous.
So you're a table.
I'm a table, yeah.
With unusual methods.
But I am 5'7", OK? I think I make a less good bed than Paul makes a table.
To help a house with size issues.
Oh, look, there's the downstairs loo.
Despite our best efforts...
We're not getting very fast, are we?
I've got confidence in Kirstie.
I'm a bit frightened of Kirstie.
Things get a bit screwy.
Head spinning, it's sort of... Oh.
I'm just going to chuck everything at you now, and then we can discuss it. So no tears, OK?
Not yet.
But will there be smiles in the end?
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
We're in Yorkshire and the charming village of Clifford.
Well, isn't this beautiful?
It always seems to be beautiful when we come to
Yorkshire. I know you don't
No,
like
I
Yorkshire.
love Yorkshire. The
You
topography
think
is
Yorkshire's-
stunning, the countryside's stunning, the architecture's stunning. I just think they're a bit pleased with themselves. I mean, fancy calling yourself God's own country.
There you have it. God's gift to the property world has spoken.
Anyway, back to the task at hand. Today, we're helping Vic and Paul Miller, whose two-bed home looks so idyllic. What could possibly be wrong?
The only thing I like about the house is the front room. Considering we've got a lot of rooms, that's only one room.
There's no reason to move. Love it. And grow with it.
And grow they did. Vic and Paul bought this house 5 years ago. Having struggled to start a family, it was the perfect size for 2 or 3. But then...
Having twins is like 24 hours of noise and physical...
And now they're moving and speaking and fighting. A bit like us.
Luckily, both sets of grandparents have been on hand to help out. But for Vic's parents, who visit every 2 weeks from Southport, it's proved quite costly.
I spent a lot on hotels, on cottages. And I got a phone call from my dad saying, look, Vic, this isn't working long term, so I've decided we found a great site, about 10 minutes away, a really nice site. I'm going to buy a caravan, a brand new caravan.
With Rafi and Grace now 3, 2 beds just isn't enough. And Vic would love to offer her parents a room. But that's not the only issue.
You're always cooking in the kitchen and you are amazing at cooking, but I can never come in. There's no opportunity to socialise or to talk to you after work, so...
Brilliant.
Add to that no downstairs toilet to help with potty training and a front garden that leads out onto the main road through the village.
I just find that I'm spending all my time having to just be outside with the kids because of the garden the way it is.
We could get a different gate with a lock on it.
No, it couldn't. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work.
Be easier than moving.
In case you'd missed it, Paul is adamant he wants to stay.
From the minute you walk through the hedge into the house, it's charming, seductive.
Oh, he's obsessed with that hedge.
Yeah. We're opposite a pub. Not that I'm in it that much with the arrival of the twins. The location is just ideal. It's just a real close-knit village, which I've become part of, so it'd be quite hard to uplift me out of it.
All strong reasons to remain.
We have 2 old dogs. I've got their ashes and I've still got them in a box under the sink because I am not prepared yet to...
They're under the sink?
Yeah, in a little box. If I've not planted them ever, then in my heart, I know this isn't our forever home. So when Phil finds us...
When Kirstie convinces you we can do a ceremonial planting.
I am not planting Hooch and Harry in this house.
I can't believe they're under the sink.
It just goes to show you never really know what goes on behind closed doors or under the sink. Property experts, couples counselling, and now doggy deathbeds. Fear not, chaps, we're here to help.
You sure you got the right house, Phil?
Well, it's a very pretty village, isn't it? Ooh, lovely looking house.
It's a nice looking house, isn't it?
In this beautiful area. I bet it's a conservation area. Be no extensions going on the back here. It looks big.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Phil.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
And I'm Paul.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do, Paul? Good to meet you. Who's this?
This is
This is
Cuba.
Hello, mate.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
It's my mission to make this stunning Yorkshire property the forever family home for Vic and Paul.
Whereas I've got the challenging task of showing them what else they can get for their money.
It looks like a great big, lovely family house. What on earth can be the issues here?
It does look like a family house, and it's a bit of an optical illusion. It's 2 bedrooms, and it just doesn't work.
Who wants to love, who wants to list?
Well, I'm definitely list.
And I love it. It's very hard to get a house like this in this area that has this footprint with the chance to develop it. There's nothing built into the eave storage. We've got lots of eaves storage, which takes up a lot of space.
Sorry, but if we get rid of the storage of the eaves, where are we going to put all our storage?
You've got 2 garages.
One's full
Yes.
already.
Well, then chuck the stuff out.
Yeah, we've got...
Can you just give us the potted history of how long you've been here?
Ironic, I picked the house because it's very pretty. We really struggled with children, so I never dreamt that we'd get twins. There's a boy and a girl. They've got a big bedroom they share. Downstairs isn't functional for me. They're so physically active, which I adore, but this just doesn't work.
So we've got a concrete yard at the back,
Yeah.
grass lawn
Yeah.
in front.
front.
Yeah.
So you feel that if they're playing on the grass
I have to be with them.
because of the road? Yeah, well, enjoy this one, Kirs. Good luck with that.
Paul, why don't you want to move?
It is a big footprint of a house in a very desirable area. We've got primary schools on the doorstep we can walk to if need be. It's near my mum and dad. And to move, I think our budget, it's unrealistic.
The problem is, this is quite a rare bird. It's a 2-bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's detached.
Yeah.
So you would have to say, OK, fine, for the same money, for us to get more bedrooms, we'd have to go into a semi.
Yeah.
Is that OK with you?
I don't see the point of doing that when we've got a detached house with everything that we need.
I'm happy for that semi-detached because I know we still want a good area, but I would really like another bedroom and space. You know, even if Kirstie puts another bedroom in, Mum and Dad are still stuck in a caravan, aren't they?
How often do your parents come up?
Every 2 weeks from Southport. And they've...
Can be that they could stay with you.
Yes, and they've even said they'll give us an extra 15k if you could find an extra bedroom.
Look,
So that's
15k would convert that garage like a shot.
Exactly.
Yes, give me 15k.
Put them in the
that will-
garage.
and that garage will not feel like a garage. It'll be lovely.
Hang on, I thought that money was for my house hunt.
All's fair in love and war, Phil.
I can see this is not particularly practical. It's a sort of dumping area, isn't it? It's not.
Boot room / conservatory.
It's not really a family kitchen.
Oh, look, there's the downstairs loo.
Fantastic. Who needs anything else?
That's great.
Downstairs bathrooms can cost as little as £2,500 and add up to 5% to the value of your home. But with Vic and Paul's lengthy wish list, I'm not sure my budget will stretch.
This is a big, generous room. It has got a big footprint, the whole property.
Which would explain why it's the only room in the house that Vic actually likes.
I think I'd just bang the kitchen through.
Into where?
Into here. End of problem.
Playroom and the dining room are certainly spaces ripe for conversion.
Well, I can see what you mean. But then you've still only got 2 bedrooms and Granny and Grandpa still can't come and stay. So the problem remains.
Garage.
It's a step up from the caravan, I suppose, but I'm not sure it's what Grandma and Grandpa had in mind.
They're very generous bedrooms.
Yeah. It's easy to make one of these into 2.
Yes.
Parents in the garage, 2 decent-sized kids' bedrooms, kitchen not straight through.
But then you're getting into dangerous area in terms of budget.
Ooh.
And she does seem to be the decision-maker of the family, and she definitely wants to move.
Find me a couple where the woman isn't the decision-maker, Phil.
Well, we certainly can see who's wearing the trousers in our relationship, but I'm not giving up that 15 grand without a fight.
Do you know the problem about this house is it's bad layout and bad insulation?
Yeah.
2 of my #1 bugbears.
Yes. But a concrete garden at the back, still not room for Granny and Grandpa to come and stay.
The garage I keep
And a
on
busy
saying.
road.
It's not a busy road.
Okay, well, she thinks it's a busy road.
It just needs a gate.
A simple enough fix. But I've got just £42,000 to sort out the many other issues. We set up our cameras to see how Vic, Paul and the twins use this house on a daily basis. As Vic said, during the day the family are constantly apart. as she looks after the kids 60% of their time in the lounge, while Paul spends 80% of the time busy in the kitchen. It's the same in the evening, as Vic supervises the kids out in the front garden. We need to bring the family living space together.
It's a very pretty house.
Yeah, it's
in a
lovely.
very pretty spot.
Pretty spot.
Opposite his favourite pub.
Yeah. I think you're in much more trouble here than you think you are, Phil. My only worry is budget.
As is mine, as I have 400 grand in this expensive area to find a bigger 3-bed home, or possibly up to 415 grand if I can get that extra 4th bedroom for the grandparents.
Yes, but on top of that, they'll also have to fork out just over £10,000 in stamp duty and roughly 8 grand in legal and moving costs. Money that could be spent on making their existing home work better.
We've had a good look round.
Yep. This house is a 3-bed disguised as a 2-bed.
Yes.
I'm absolutely confident that we can totally rearrange this house to absolutely suit you guys.
I think you need to have a pretty grown-up conversation about priorities for a home that I'm going to go and look for.
So it's got to have access to schools, primary schools,
Yeah, schools.
initially, high schools.
Definitely the upstairs, but also the downstairs flow and the garden. It's the forever home.
OK. And what
Forever home, Phil.
So I need to find a 3 or 4-bed property with good flow, a nice garden and close to amenities. So that extra 15 grand from the parents will certainly come in handy.
It's actually a really lovely house.
Yeah.
And I hope you do sort it out.
I will, Phil. I've got no doubt about that.
Well, you won't for the budget that they've given you.
We are limited with what we can do, so it'll be interesting to see what Kirstie... And I've got confidence in Kirstie.
I'm a bit frightened of Kirstie.
Not enough space, too many people.
And you reckon you can find a bigger house, overall square footage, bigger house than this for the budget?
We need a long chat. Head
Maybe
spinning.
an alcoholic drink.
Yeah, pub's not too far away, as keep on saying, so...
You need more than 40-odd grand to sort out all of the issues. So we've got to play fair.
In the charming Yorkshire village of Clifford, the debate is far from settled over whether to love or list this 2-bed cottage.
It's a very pretty house.
Yeah, it's
in a
lovely.
very pretty spot.
Pretty spot. I think you're in much more trouble here than you think you are, Phil.
I have a budget of £42,000 to create a 3rd bedroom and sort out the downstairs flow for Vic.
It feels like you're coming up to quite a substantial upstairs, and indeed you are.
Or at least you will when I'm finished with it.
And I have a budget of up to £415,000 to show them what else is on offer should they choose to list it.
Vic and Paul already live in a beautiful house in a beautiful location. So my task is to try and find them a bigger house, more family-friendly and with a lovely garden, which is nice and close to a pub for Paul. I think the pressure's on. How are you both feeling about today? First day on the search?
Yeah,
Excited?
Vic's very excited.
I'm very excited.
I'm open to being surprised.
Yeah. Oh my God, we are going. My best friends live down here.
Really?
Well, there's one surprise already.
I come here every week.
Serious?
This
Every
is
Friday, I play at
this would be
Harry's.
great for the
Rafi
kids.
and Grace go biking down here on a Friday. This is spooky.
Vic's very excited now.
Really? Wow.
This
Because
is
I
weird.
thought this was a bit of a curveball.
The house I'm taking them to see is set on the Ingmanthorpe estate. It's about 2.5 miles from the town of Wetherby and all its amenities, so I was worried it might be a bit remote, but apparently not.
Not
This
so giddy.
is so bizarre.
Calm down.
I know, but our best friend lives there.
It's the middle one
Okay.
that's for sale.
Right.
Terrace isn't something that was on your agenda, but actually, internally, it really works.
OK.
And whilst it's not in a village and it doesn't have a pub, I'm afraid, there is still...
There are lots of families.
Yeah.
I'm surprisingly comfortable coming down
You're
here.
so quiet.
I'm intrigued to see what's behind the door.
As you should be. Priced under budget at £380,000, this pretty terrace is all about the extra upstairs rooms they need, as it has 4 bedrooms, 1 for grandparents and 2 with en-suites, along with a family bathroom, as well as a downstairs toilet, so no issues with potty training here. The compromise is the smaller downstairs space, but it has the open plan flow they want, with kitchen, diner and lounge off to the side, and an office. To cap it off, there's an attractive and secure family-friendly back garden.
Come on in.
Okay.
Little study there. A brand new kitchen.
Wow.
This house is not as big in the living spaces as yours is, but it's just over 10% bigger than yours. But it's the bedrooms that are really strong here, and it's the bedrooms that I know are yours that are causing trouble.
I'm worried about.
It's nice. I actually quite like it, but the space is not very big, but there's all that stuff upstairs.
Downstairs is admittedly nearly 20% smaller than their current house, but upstairs is huge and the garden perfect for a young family.
Garden faces east, so you get lovely morning sun, but actually it's so long.
It's lovely.
You get sun all the day.
Yeah. This is probably as much as I'd be happy with. I mean, bigger, amazing, but this is a good size for mentally what I've always wanted.
Well, they like the location and the garden, but can the bedrooms get Paul past his doubts about the downstairs?
That's pretty. I like the aspect. It's very relaxing.
Doesn't get around the downstairs.
Well, I knew the debate was going to be about downstairs, but upstairs absolutely hits the spot, so it's just about their priorities, really.
Oh, wow. It's a big ensuite. Are they all wardrobes? See, this is what we're not going to get in our house, you know.
You want us all to sit on a sofa, coo on the knee, because you've got a double wardrobe.
Coo's the dog, by the way, not the grandparents.
There was always a concern that I had that downstairs was a little bit on the small side.
I can't see round the living space downstairs.
And you, Vic?
I agree, but can you see my point about the upstairs? And what I've been
Completely.
nagging you about for like 2 years.
Completely.
There were always going to be compromises because the whole package is going to be nigh on impossible in this locality.
Yes.
So whether it's the downstairs, whether it's the upstairs or the garden, there are choices to be made.
I quite enjoyed the viewing. I was quite...
You'd enjoy that because you were smug.
The garden, great. Bedrooms, brilliant. Bathrooms, brilliant. But this is basically where we're sat now, is the living space.
Well, it started really well with the best friends opposite and Paul looking a bit nervous and on the back foot. But the house massively solves one issue, but as is often the case, it does produce another one. But still, it's a good start.
And it's confirmed Vic's feeling that 3 bedrooms just won't cut it. Good luck, Kirstie.
I don't need luck, Phil. I have a plan.
I think you have a door there, and there's one bedroom, and a door there, and there's the other bedroom. And you put another window on the other side. Bingo, 3 beds up here. Parents in the garage.
Vic and Paul have a budget of $42,000 to spend on their renovation, and I've got a plan to make it go a long way.
This is your current downstairs of your house. Okay, so...
I'm completely thrown now. I'm like, what?
Bear with me, Vic. Under my plan, rather than going sideways into the dining room, we'll be knocking straight through the kitchen into the currently unused playroom. With windows at both ends, Vic will now be able to see the twins in the front garden and spend time with Paul while he's cooking.
So that would be open, or would that
Totally open.
Really?
Yeah, the whole point is to see into the front garden.
And upstairs, we'll be creating a 3rd bedroom by dividing Rafi and Grace's room in 2 and putting in a dormer.
When Granny and Grandpa come, they bunk up. They can have separate bedrooms, and then when their grandparents come every other weekend, that's the 2 nights that they share a room.
And the garages are there to be converted at a later date if they decide to stay.
I'm in a little bit of shock.
Yeah.
I normally don't stop talking, and I've actually been quieter
I know, you've
than I've
achieved
ever
something
been.
remarkable.
Do you know what? I feel quite emotional about that. I may have solved some real concerns and problems.
For the
Never seen
first-
you speechless before.
I genuinely agree. I just felt so gobsmacked.
And you know what? If after that they sell it, it doesn't matter. That will be a cracking house for the next family that buy it.
It's a nice surprise because I think Vic's really keen on the plans and excited just to get the work started.
And to prove it, just 4 months and 1 planning application later, work is underway. The screwdrivers, sledgehammers and angle grinders are out in force, and the deconstruction has begun in earnest. The wall between the kitchen and playroom has come down, ceilings have been removed, and the house is short 1 conservatory.
It doesn't even look like our house anymore.
It's just unbelievable, really.
But there is one thing bothering Vic.
I'm a little bit worried because Rafi and Grace are going to have their own bedroom, which is what we want.
Yeah.
But I've gone in there and it's made me feel like they're going to have 2 really small bedrooms.
You're concerned about the bedrooms. I think the bedroom sizes are fine for 2.
Well, perhaps 2 things bothering Vic.
If anyone was doing this, my advice would be however long you think it's going to take.
Multiply it by 2.
2 at least.
And get a good husband that will box up with you, move everything, and not just come back and drop boxes and then go to work and you do a 10-hour shift on your own for 3 days.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, OK.
I'm expecting flowers, that's all I'm saying.
I hope you know a good florist, Paul.
Well, whilst things aren't quite rosy back home, I've got another property to show these guys. My last house had all the bedroom space they needed, but the compromise with downstairs was too much for Paul. I'm still relying on Vic and her doubts about the build.
Is there still a degree of worry about the size of bedrooms at home?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know whether it'll ever be forever home.
Not for Vic.
I think you're probably trying to delay the inevitable, aren't you? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
You're trying to freeze it
Yeah.
for as long as you can.
Vic, I'm sure deep down in his heart of hearts, he actually knows what the right thing to do is. He's just he's just being a bit blokey and belligerent about it for now. But he'll do the right thing eventually. We'll get it.
I'm taking them 15 miles northwest to the outskirts of beautiful Harrogate, and a house I think offers a fantastic family layout. Much bigger downstairs than the last house, but with the same space upstairs.
So much more suburban this time.
Yes.
But it is a detached house with a garage, set in a lovely garden. Internally, it's got everything that you could ever wish for.
OK.
As ever, I'm waiting to go inside.
And it's the inside that sells this incredible family home. On the market for 415 grand. Downstairs, it boasts an open-plan kitchen diner and kids' play area with separate adults' lounge. Bifold doors open up onto a large and enclosed garden. And upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms, an ensuite and a family bathroom.
So we have in here what I think to be the
It's big.
pretty much ultimate family layout, because you've got kitchen, you've got sort of casual TV area, and there is another one, dining and playing.
Yeah.
And utility, storeroom, access straight out to a really secluded and secure garden. Initial impression?
The layout is perfect.
It's a Bobby Dazzler.
Yeah.
And because it's a modern house, it's built with contemporary family life in mind. It's designed with that very much as its purpose.
Which includes a downstairs loo and utility/study.
And then there's the adult living room.
OK. So you've actually got quite a lot of length as well. It's a big house.
I would not put you down for this look.
No, I would never have gone into it.
Indoors or outdoors?
Out.
Yes, I don't disagree. I don't think anybody would look at any of these houses and go, I love the look of that. It's about what happens inside.
Yeah.
You don't stand outside your house looking at it.
I look at the outside of our current house.
You look at the hedge every day because you're obsessed with that hedge.
Go on, help yourself, have a look at the bedrooms.
Have a look.
See what you think.
It's a lot bigger.
Oh, dear. Paul is like a bit of a scratch record at the moment, but he's determined not to move, and I think the heels are getting firmly dug in.
Oh, this is cute. Very cute. Grace would love this room.
1, 2, 4 bedrooms.
That's right, Paul, the all-important 4th bedroom you're never going to get at home.
It's got little furniture in here.
Has got little furniture in. Very cute little girly furniture that Grace would love. I mean, literally, Grace would walk up here and go, this is my bedroom, I love it.
I'm not sensing that Vic and Paul love it, though. The curb appeal and period features of their home that are lacking here are more of a stumbling block than I realised. But something's got to give for their budget.
Do you find much to argue with about the house, apart from the architecture?
I know Vic's taste, and I think it's probably less you than me, ironically.
That's very sweet.
It's just a bit too modern.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would probably compromise on a semi-older, needs work, and be jumping up and down going, this is our forever home, and you going, oh.
The balance of old and new is what everybody wants, and therefore that's going to be nudging up the budget.
Yeah, I agree.
But actually, we've also said perhaps you would consider taking on a bit of work.
Yeah.
It definitely come back to budget.
But if the work isn't...
You two, we're not getting very fast, are we?
It wasn't the outcome I was hoping for.
I'm really struggling here to get everything that they're asking for within the budget that they have. I can sense Vic is disappointed.
I'm feeling a little bit deflated because it's just made me
Clarify that.
clarify that no, that we're
Staying
not.
put.
No, not that we're staying at all.
On the flip side, I can also sense Paul's feeling rather chipper about things. And me, well, I'm just clutching at straws at the moment.
I'm team love it, because from the minute you walk through the hedge into the house, it's charming, seductive, really good-looking house from the front.
In stunning Yorkshire, Vic and Paul are at loggerheads over whether to love or list their seductive house.
I've got so much faith in Phil. He's a genius, honestly.
Although so far it seems Einstein has fallen a little short.
I can't see round the living space downstairs.
I agree.
Admittedly, it has been a struggle on their budget in this area.
Whereas my plan went down a treat.
I normally don't stop talking, and I've actually been quieter than I've ever been.
remarkable.
So I'm back to see how everything is going. Last time I was here, Vic and Paul were thrilled by the plans that I did to remodel their house. But it's one thing on paper, it's another in the flesh. Vic's big issue was the separation of the downstairs layout and not being able to see the twins in the garden. Problem solved.
It's just fantastic. That garden is really pretty. This is a great space. And now this is a family kitchen diner.
Upstairs, the dividing wall is up in the twins' old bedroom. And once the dormer goes up, this will create 2 great-sized rooms.
You know what would be really fun? If we could just like build a little door in here so they could go back and forward between their rooms. That would be really sweet, wouldn't it?
But on further examination of the plans, I have seen a few changes which are cause for concern.
Just going to chuck everything at you now, and then we can discuss it. So no tears, okay?
Not yet.
I think that if you put in double doors there, it turns this room into a corridor.
It also limits the space for a dining table.
Stand there, put one arm up, and the other arm up there. So you, there, out here. So you're a table. There we are.
I'm a table, yeah.
Okay, now I can squeeze round. I can squeeze round Paul, but I've still got to get out.
Yeah. So you actually...
So if you wouldn't mind, table, sir, will you move a bit forward?
Then that takes...
But then it's not a big table, is it?
In fact, I'd go so far as to say you might be able to have a little...
Big telly.
Shut up, you.
Listen, I am old and wise, and no woman will join in that debate between a man and his wife, and I am not getting there.
Moving swiftly on, another thing impinging on the dining space are the proposed kitchen units.
Do you know what that brown tape is on the wall?
No.
Is it the end?
End of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's madness. I really do.
Okay.
Because I think that this needs to be a proper dining area. Mm-hmm. I think you really need to stop here.
Right.
Now I've turned all their plans upside down, hopefully I can be more helpful upstairs.
So, what was worrying you about this room?
It just feels too small.
That fits a double bed there.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it just felt...
No. I mean, OK, so I don't want to get all mucky and I don't make a habit of doing this, but I am 5'7", OK?
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Deceptive. I thought
I think I make a less good bed than Paul makes a table. So I'm just saying.
But no, that's quite deceptive. It is probably a little bit wide. Maybe it's that's distracting me.
Yes.
Because it's so
Once
chunky.
you put the doors
Well,
there.
you're also comparing it to the room that was there before.
I know, and it was such a huge...
Exactly. I also thought, if it doesn't cost a fortune, leave a little hole.
Oh, really? Do you think?
I just think it would be nice for them to be able to go back and forward.
Awesome. Yeah.
They could leave it open if they wanted to.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For kids or adults, it's important to make the most of your bedroom space, if size will allow it. There is nothing more important than sleep, so make your bedroom a top priority. Storage is key, so use every nook and cranny for shelves and cupboards. Above, around and below your bed can be wasted spaces, so don't forget that headboards can come with built-in storage, drawers underneath work well, and a chest of drawers instead of a bedside table can stash away lots more. Plan wisely and you'll make space for the most important thing. If you're doing work to your bedroom, you might as well max out your bed. Go king size, or super king if you dare. As work continues at Vic and Paul's, things are looking pretty good for Team Love It. Deciding to go for it and up their budget by another 20 grand, they're turning the conservatory into a proper utility room, and the foundations and brickwork have been laid down. Meanwhile, the electrics and lighting are fitted in what will be the kitchen.
Team List It, however, really needs to pull this final property out the back. Luckily, though, as their build budget has increased, so too has their search budget, with the guys prepared to stretch this by another 20 grand.
Today, I'm going to try and show you something that has the village location,
OK.
has the bedrooms and has the family living space. But in order to do that, it comes with a budget
OK.
push.
OK.
This is where Paul goes quiet.
Well, you know, the build has been
you
pushed.
have to-
That's just life, isn't it? Everything gets pushed.
Well, the extra cash has made all the difference to help me find the perfect house with that magic mix of space upstairs and down, and the style they love.
I'm getting excited now.
Well, we know this area.
We know it very well. This is a fantastic pub. It's really great.
Well, you'll be pleased to know
Great schools as well around here.
that the house is in walking distance to the pub.
Oh, is it? There's quite a few pubs, isn't there?
It's in walking distance to 2 pubs.
Yes.
Who could ask for more? We're in the village of Spofforth, just 15 minutes from Clifford.
So Spofforth, here we are.
I like Spofforth a lot.
Yeah, you look quite happy.
I'm quite excited.
Well, I'm looking at the brick going, that is Vic.
It is
Yeah?
me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
it's me. Yeah.
A bit more.
Excellent, and I'm sure the inside won't disappoint either. This detached character property is on the market at £435,000, but it's certainly worth the money. Open plan family living space with stunning kitchen diner, tick. Downstairs toilet, tick. 4 beds, tick. Village location with pub, tick. I think that's pretty much their entire wish list.
So we've got an old house,
Yeah.
but it's been modernised in quite a contemporary, cool way. So we've got a bit of character, but we've still got, you know, modern family space.
Yeah. Very cosy as well.
And with great flow.
Oh, that's nice.
Been opened up really nicely.
Yeah. That's lovely.
So wherever you are, you can see twins playing.
Flow's better than our downstairs.
It's nice. Yeah.
It is. I like it.
Paul's gone wonderfully quiet.
I love it.
It's not a separate enclosed room. So it's...
Which is what we like.
They'll also like the 4 bedrooms upstairs.
This is the master bedroom simply for the reason it's got the ensuite. It's got the double aspect. It's away from the road.
It's got the nice view as well. How many bedrooms is that?
It's 4 bedrooms. One of them is smallish, but the others are all good doubles, and I would maintain that they're better bedrooms than you've got at home.
I agree with that.
You're not going to have 4, and actually the twin ones are fairly small, aren't they?
Yeah. They are.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting, Paul. Very, very interesting.
Poor Paul.
There's a bath in there, don't you?
Is there? Ooh. I love a bath in the ensuite. That'd be amazing.
But he's not giving up without a fight.
That is smaller than the rooms we created. No?
Yeah, but this wouldn't be Rafi or Grace's room anyway.
Would?
No, I'd probably put just a bed in, let Mum and Dad, like, just chill out in here.
Got Vic on board and the right house, just not so sure about Paul yet.
Paul is wavering, but there is one stumbling block.
So, we should talk about the garden. Because it's not that it's small, it's just there's different levels.
Yeah.
So there's no kind of kicking footballs, riding bikes at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a good eating space outside.
It's also being realistic. Within our budget, we're not going to get everything.
You know, I think if you list out all of the things that you would like, in fact, must have, the layout, the 4 bedrooms, the village, the pub, the school, actually, the garden's probably something that you would like, but probably would end up sacrificing.
Yeah, that
I
is the
agree.
position we're in.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting dilemma. That's for sure.
Do you like it? Take everything else out.
Yeah,
out
it's
of the-
lovely.
Do you like this house?
Yeah, it's lovely.
How about you, Vin?
Yeah, I really like the location. It feels like our house, but better upstairs. And I can see
Yes,
you
I've
rocking.
noticed that.
You started to rock. It's like a soothing mechanism of I must
No,
make
but also-
myself feel safe. Starting to feel like there might be a compromise coming.
The last house has definitely making us have to have a conversation.
Well, the search certainly got off to a bumpy start, but I feel that I've absolutely delivered with this house, and I'm certainly making Paul look a bit nervous. He's got a lot of thinking to do.
I think Phil's done a really good job on this one. I think everything, including the downstairs toilet and an extra bath in the ensuite, and the flow is here.
My head's spinning. It's sort of comparing the 2 properties, but it's what it's about.
Yeah.
Seeing what's out there.
Good.
Opening our eyes.
Paul, I think, is very entrenched in where they currently live and does not want to move.
But along with showing him a house even he can't fault,
He's got a very persuasive wife who does want to move, so it could go either way.
It's still all to play for here. Back to Yorkshire, where the sun always shines.
We seem to have been in Yorkshire a lot.
Oh my God, I so knew you were about to say that. That's positively weird. Either I'm a clairvoyant or we've been working together far too long.
I mean, Yorkshire is a very, very stunning county. I'm not a city person anymore. I lived in London for 20 years. Now I try not to go there.
Right. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So what do you think that is? Do you think it's just that you feel you can't keep up anymore? That you've just lost your mojo?
I've lost.
You know
I can't
what?
cross the road.
Right,
Get all
is that what it
fidgety.
is? What? It's difficult to cross the road at your age, is that
Yes,
it?
I think that's
Right, OK, well, I can see why the flat cap, Phil.
Well, I'm in Yorkshire, that's all.
Well, at least he's not too old to remember that. We're back with Vic and Paul Miller in Clifford to see the transformation brought about in their home.
or to hear that they've taken my advice to sell up and move on.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome back.
How is it?
Very well.
Okie dokie. We've got to show Phil.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on in.
Prepare to be wowed, Phil. But as you're feeling your years today, don't worry, we'll ease you in gently. Straight from the hall, we're first into what had once been an underused dining area cum corridor. Now a great new playroom for the twins, which leaves the sitting room next door a toy-free oasis.
So this is the new little snug toy room.
It's their own space. We've filled that wall in.
Yeah, of course.
So it's not a walkway, it's not a dead space.
The old layout of this house kept the family apart in separate rooms. So it was vital that the new downstairs was opened up to allow a better flow. Now the new playroom leads into a bigger, family-friendly kitchen.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Kitchen.
It really
Very
is.
smart.
Gone is the old kids' room and separate galley kitchen. Knocking through has created a stylish space that connects the whole family, even if the children are in the garden.
So you couldn't see the front
Yes.
garden.
No.
Now you can be in the kitchen, see who's coming up the garden.
Yeah, it's very light.
I imagine that combined with the playroom has really changed the dynamic of family life.
It's
It has.
switched it completely. It's just fantastic.
Where the cluttered old conservatory once stood, a sleek new utility/cloakroom has taken its place. Not in the original budget, it has contributed to their 20 grand overspend, bringing their total build cost to £62,000. But I think it was well worth it.
This is what everybody needs in every home, is this kind of, you know, everything cupboard.
Yeah,
It's very smart.
We're agreed on
we
the
totally agree.
Yeah.
I do remember there being a big desire for a downstairs loo.
Oh, Phil, that's a low blow.
It was the plumbing. We just couldn't take the cost.
Yeah.
That's a shame. But never mind, we saw lots of houses with lovely downstairs
Saw
loo.
loads
We
of
had larders,
We did.
boot rooms.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we did.
But we'll get to that in a minute, I'm sure.
Or we could just stay and admire the fabulous kitchen a bit longer. I'm happy to see they followed my advice and abandoned the idea of sliding doors in the dining area. It would have compromised the space.
I like that. I think it really works.
Perfect for a telly.
No, don't do it. Honestly, you've got a telly there. Yeah. Once you start having a telly in your dining room, then you stop talking at meals, and then it's DIVORCE.
Yeah.
It's a.
Well, it was close, but
Yeah.
we're out the process, so we got through it.
We got through it.
They certainly did. And all the hard work has really paid off downstairs and upstairs, where despite all their angst over the size of the twins' new bedrooms, with a new dormer window, this space has divided up really well.
How could they have doubted me?
We'll go into Rafi's room first.
Now look at that. He must be thrilled with it.
He adores it. Absolutely adores it.
You know dual aspect rooms, Phil? This is a dual entry room.
Oh, really?
Ta-da!
Oh, cool! Oh, that's awesome.
Do you want to give it a try?
They love it. Oh, well done. He got through.
Yeah.
There we go. They love it.
I'm not surprised.
Best idea I have ever had.
First thing he does in the morning is come in and check on each other. So whoever wakes first, they do it.
Go through the magic door.
Through the
It's called
door.
a magic door because we have a story about the magic door.
Yeah.
Grace's room next door is even slightly bigger.
Oh, it's
I am
really
a bit
sweet.
dumbstruck.
It is a two-bed house, which is now a three-bed house, and you could not say it wasn't a three-bed house.
No.
Yes, that's right. 3 beds, Kirstie, unlike the 4-bed houses that I showed them. Time to get down to the nitty-gritty.
Some of the issues of the house you haven't been able to solve.
Yeah.
The downstairs loo and the fact that your parents, grandparents
Yeah.
still aren't able to come and stay.
Yeah.
But there is always a very solidly built
Caravan.
garage.
I think it was a tricky house for me to kind of
Yeah.
come up against.
Yeah.
Because it's a very attractive house in a beautiful spot
Yeah.
in an expensive area.
Yeah. That's,
But then the third house had Paul rocking
It did
nervously.
have
me rocking.
I've never seen that before.
That really got you thinking.
got us thinking.
We've been writing pros and cons and doing everything, haven't we? We've not been arguing, which is
No.
amazing. So it's sort.
That's what the process has done.
Yeah, it's
taken
really
that.
taken out that bickering.
Have you reached a decision?
Yes, we have.
You have.
But only just
Yeah.
Just
this morning?
Last
morning?
night and then going over it again.
yeah, this morning. Yeah.
Wow, the time is nigh.
Vic, Paul, are you gonna love it?
Or listed.
We're going to love it.
But invest further in it at a later date.
Yes.
That's the compromise.
The space out the back gives us the opportunity to get that 4th bedroom in time. It's not immediate,
No.
But this house has the
a 5-year
potential for the
plan.
landscaping out the back and the garage, which the others
Didn't have.
within our price bracket. And the other thing is, because we adopted the plans that you suggested, it's made the house more enjoyable for you.
Yeah, but we did say, you know, we did have I think we had a house, didn't we? And we'd now got a home.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice.
Really important.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So it was, it's been...
It's really important.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good decision, well made.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Without Phil and Kirstie's input, we would still probably be bickering. We wouldn't have ended up with the downstairs space that we'd want.
No.
And searching for a house without Phil...
We'd probably have fallen out again.
Yeah, we would have. So, yeah, thank you to Phil and Kirstie.
Well, there we go.
Oh, Phil.
I've made it
Are you
particularly
making a
attractive
habit
for you.
of this?
Cheers.
This is the second time recently you've come along with something which looks more like a fruit salad than
I don't make them. Congratulations.
Oh, delicious.
Well, it's 3-2.
Is
So
it?
you are ahead.
Thank you, that's very kind of you.
I think today that's a good result for Vic and Paul, even though I've had to buy the drinks again.
Yeah.
Well, here's to you and to Vic and Paul.
Indeed, that's something to drink to.
Next time, Phil offers me some helpful advice.
So long as you don't cock it up, then why would they move?
There are some size issues.
I mean, looking at you, Phil, there's not much room left.
I haven't got any hair.
And whilst we're both on a roll,
This room lifts my heart.
Even Kirstie would be jealous
she would
of
love
that.
that.
It's up to them in the end.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.